So let's get your view on this issue. Nupeng seems to be against the former NLC leader, that's Oshiomhole, who is now a senator, over his comments. And of course, you do also know that the VP, Shetima, has also commented saying Nigeria is greater than PENGASSAN. So what do you make of all these comments coming from our leaders?
Well, thank you. First and foremost, let me correct a report on me. I was a one-time national trustee of NLC, and then the immediate past president of Nupeng. Is very unfortunate when you find our leader, in person of Oshiomhole, to have made the kind of comment he made. He's a father. Of course, you will agree with me that workers' rights and privileges must be protected. I expect him to have come out to call for calm and call for, a peaceful negotiation that can definitely protect our economic environment as it is today. Of course, every developing institution, those who contribute so much in that respect are the workers. And when workers begin to agitate, it means there's something wrong and they need to be addressed properly. Our laws are there that governs it. The rights of the trade unions are also enshrined in the Constitution. And as such, those rights and privileges as enshrined in the Constitution should be respected by all parties.
Okay, but let me take you specifically to what the president, the VP actually said. From what he's saying, that Dangote is actually helping to build Nigeria as an economy and therefore shouldn't actually, be disturbed, so to speak, as it is now. So isn't there a sense in what he's saying, particularly if you consider the position of oil and gas in Nigeria's economy, which the refineries that are owned by the nation have refused or have not been able to work since for a very long time?
Let me just quickly respond. His position is right, but again, you will agree with me that for more than 20 years, our refineries have been moribund. The state-owned refinery. And as such, we have, as a union, when I was there, the former president of Nupeng, and the immediate past president of Nupeng, that we have canvassed for investors to come into Nigeria, to invest, in the oil and gas sector and to grow the Nigerian economy. Of course, today, whether we like it or not, the Nigerian economy today dwells on the oil and gas as it is today. And as such, there is no way, not even the union itself will want to truncate its economic development and impact it will have in the Nigerian economy. And as such, I think that position of saying that, look, Dangote has come in as an investor and is trying to put in his best, is quite appreciated, and that is what it ought to be. And I'll say this clearly, that this is the only administration that has come to stand firmly to take some certain steps and decisions. Nigeria has the best policies as long as the world is concerned, and most of our policies are being borrowed by other countries, being used and also improved upon. Unfortunately, here in Nigeria, the reverse is the case, that we make the best policies, we find it difficult to enforce them and also implement them. But I'll give this, credit to the president of the federation, which is Bola Ahmed Tinubu, a great comrade for that matter, who had also come to see that not just creating policies, but to implement them. And that is what he has done.
Okay.
By even removing the subsidy in the scope of the economic crisis we have, is one key thing that we must, in the oil and gas industry, continue to appreciate him, that he came, he saw, he conquered in making sure the economic environment of the oil and gas industry booms up. And that has been our case.
All right.
But I'll say this, man,
Okay.
that the comment made in terms of talking about the insensitivity of the unions is wrong. The union has their rights, but I want to advise that government has all it takes to nip whatever insurgency or crisis that may arise as long as the oil and gas environment is concerned. And that the step the government has taken, and I appreciate them. I also appreciate the union for understanding and taking the bold step they've taken.
All right. No, before I let you go, Igwe, before I let you go, really, some have described what happened when the PENGASSAN and Nupeng shut down some critical oil and gas facilities, which actually stopped the supply of gas to some of the refineries. And, what we are seeing today, the kind of queues we see, the skyrocketed price of cooking gas and the queues we see is also being attributed to what happened within that short period of strike, saying this is economic sabotage. Nigerians are the ones suffering, when these two elephants were fighting.
No. I wouldn't want to say it's an economic sabotage. I want to say is both parties, in question the labor, and those in charge of the labor ministry should also be held responsible, because I always say that we must all be proactive in terms of nipping issues before they arise or before they go beyond where we cannot begin to control them or we start calling names. If the Ministry of Labor is proactive, I do not think what has happened today in terms of shutting down key economic institutions, as long as the oil and gas industry is concerned, will take place. We must be as proactive as we can. Be it government, be it the union, be the investors, to always make sure we nip crisis situations in the bud before they go out of hand. If that has been done, I don't think we will be talking or we will be accusing or we'll be talking about sabotage or no sabotage. The truth remains that the union, I want to believe, this is where I came from, would have taken all the necessary steps, writing to the Ministry of Labor, writing to the investors, putting everybody on notice, making the DSS also to be informed, the police to be informed. And so every agencies must be proactive and make sure policies or few, agreements, MOUs that are being reached are also being implemented.
All right.
Those processes, if they are done, definitely will help the situation that we find ourselves. But the most important thing here is that the strike has been called off. I'm also aware that both parties, union, government, and investors are back on table.
All right.
We're still talking. We hope and believe that
everything is settled.
At the end, they will have a positive result for Nigerians to smile. But my advice, more importantly, is that our refineries must come up as quickly as possible.
Very important
to bridge the gaps that we're experiencing.
All right, Igwe Achese, former, that's immediate past president of Nigeria Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers, Nupeng, has joined us for this discussion. Thank you so much and have a great day.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.